Yo, if you're a hooper and you don't feel like you have a good handle but you want to score more points, you need to watch this video. Now, I'm definitely not saying that you shouldn't go work on your handle and try to improve it, but I have some things in this video that are going to help you score more points in the game without having to over dribble. Now, believe it or not, there's an NBA player that scored 60 points with only using 11 dribbles the whole game. And if you didn't know, this was Klay Thompson, and not only did he only use 11 dribbles, he did this in 29 minutes. So we're going to take a quick dive into this film and figure out how he did this and how you can use the exact same things to start scoring more points in your games.
Okay, step one is obvious. We have to become really good at hitting open shots. This is going to make the defense close out on us way tighter and chase us off screens, which is going to give us opportunities to get to the rim a lot easier. So if you're somebody that can't rely on their handles to get by their defender, you better be able to shoot that ball. So let's get into step two. We need to be good at attacking bad closeouts. Look how bad of a position the defense is in on Klay. He has to sprint out there to take the three away, and it only takes Klay one dribble to get to the rim. And when the defense has to play this tight on you, you can see that it doesn't take Klay any crazy moves for him to get to the rim. It's literally catch 1 to 2 dribbles and he's going to get a look. Being able to pass off these drives is also going to be crucial because there's always going to be help side caving in, so get ready to pass the ball as well. Okay, let's get into step 3. More than likely, your defender is going to chase you off of every single screen to keep you away from getting open for a 3. So we have to get really good at coming off our screens tight and being able to curl and not only get into these types of layups, but also be able to get into different types of pull-ups and shots. As you can see here, Klay does a good job setting up his screens and then coming off his screener tight. And again, it's really only 1 to 2 dribbles and you're either getting into a shot or into a layup. Now these screens can become super physical, so you're going to have to be tough coming around them. You're also going to have to get used to coming off at a fast pace and then being able to slow down and use your footwork to be able to get into your different types of shots. Now here's the tricky part. They're not always going to chase you around the screen. That is typically the coverage that's going to happen with shooters, but sometimes either mess up the coverage or choose to do something else. And as soon as they mess up, you're going to have to get really good at making them pay and finding those open spots to get to your shot. And this is going to lead us right into step 4. And this is one of the easiest ways to get buckets in games. When that shot goes up and you've done your boxing out and your team receives that rebound, you need to start running your lanes as fast as you can to get free layups just like this. With a transition pass ahead like this, you're going to need maybe 1 to 2 dribbles and then you're going to be at the rim trying to finish. Do not sleep on this step. Run in transition. Step number 5 are these off-ball cuts. This might happen when you're coming off an action like a handoff or a down screen and your defensive player is just overplaying you. This also happens on broken plays too, where the ball is getting kicked around and your defender is caught staring or drifting away. I added a little bonus round in here as well. Get really good at taking 1 to 2 dribbles to get to a better shot. It could be an adjustment 3 like this after a pump fake, or just being able to get downhill into a 1 to 2 dribble pull-up or floater. Again, we're not having to change directions or stop and go. We're just taking 1 to 2 dribbles to find that open gap.
Now, outside of the clips that I just showed you of Klay, there are plenty of other ways that you're going to be able to score without having to over dribble. And I think the main takeaway from all of this is every basketball player should try to become the best shooter that they can possibly be. It's just going to put the defense at such a disadvantage and they're going to have to play so tight on you. So if you can't dribble, the game is going to become very simple. And if you do have some attack moves off the dribble, those moves now are going to be way more effective. Think about it. If you're going to go play 5-on-5 and you're trying to figure out who you're going to guard, the person that can't shoot is always the easiest to guard. And typically as a basketball coach, those types of players are always the hardest ones to keep into the game, especially when it gets into crunch time. And I've talked to so many college coaches over the past couple of years, and the number one skill that they're looking for is players that can consistently make shots. Now again, this is not a promo for you to not go work on your ball handling. You need to put that work in. But I think the coolest part about watching these clips of Klay is it reminds us of how simple basketball can be if we let it.